The Evo is getting some special treatment today. It's 2021, and I don't know if you guys heard or not, but Underglow is back, baby. In this box right over here is something that I have been waiting for the past couple of weeks. We got some LOWGLOW Underglow, baby. We got no time to waste today. Let's open the box up and, ooh, all right. That's just some good packaging right there. Look at that. He sent us out some Scooby snacks. Oh, I wonder if it's in this box too. As you can see, we were really excited, so we got 2 kits. There's Scooby snacks in here too. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, and he wrote us a note. So like I was saying, this is the best Underglow money can buy. This is a very new company, and we were fortunate enough to get the test run. So this product isn't even released to the public yet. Like, if you wanted to buy this, you can't. We got our hands on it super early, and this is actually 2 sets of the test run for the product. It's pretty cool that we were able to get our hands on it pretty soon, but by the time this video goes out, it might actually be closer to the time where you guys can buy this. So let's check out what's inside the box. We got the side strips right over here, front strips over here, rear. Dude, that's just some good packaging right there. You gotta appreciate good packaging. This isn't sponsored by any means. Our buddy FRS Patty came out with a new Underglow company, and it's awesome. And I wanted to get my hands on it as soon as I could and try it out for myself. So today we're gonna be trying it out for ourselves. And yeah, I just really appreciate the attention to detail. We got a bunch of zip ties. The Scooby snacks we definitely have to save for later. I'm guessing this is just a bunch of things to hold up the wires. We got the controller itself. Oh no, it's not a regular controller. It's actually a magic controller. I don't really know what's magic about it, but it's a controller. And then lastly, we have got all the wires in here, and this is a lot of wires. Jeez. Installation instructions kit, which I'm probably gonna have to use. Yo, look at the sticker. What does it say? This sticker is fire, bro. We gotta put that somewhere. I don't know where we were gonna put that, but we gotta put it somewhere. That sticker is gas. We got the front, rear, the sides, instruction kit, stuff to install it, the controller, and the wires. This is supposed to be everything that we need to install it on the car. So like I was saying, we were fortunate enough to get the first batch of products. Now this batch of products is called the test run. The reason why we call it a test run is because basically we're the guinea pigs. We're testing it out. We're making sure everything works. And if there are any issues, we hit up LOWGLOW and then they address it right away so that those issues never come up ever again. So before we actually take the Underglow and install it underneath of the car, what it says on the instructions is to plug in everything and make sure that all of the LEDs work. If there's any issues, they're gonna send out a replacement part right away. Before we do anything, let's just test out and make sure all of the lights are working properly. Got the sides right over here. This is the first time I'm seeing it. That's nice. All right, take this off. All right, so there's the plug. Right off the bat, you can see that there's a little seal over here, and then there's also threads to make sure that all the wires are super tight and no water gets in. That is huge. Fronts over here. So now there's 2 different LED strips for the front, because this Underglow is a lot different than any Underglow you've ever seen on the market before. There's a reason this Underglow has just been blowing up on TikTok. Here is the little controller box that's gonna be sitting in the engine bay. On the power harness, we got an on and off switch. This is gonna be mounted inside through the firewall, which is a pain in the butt to get through on this car, so that should be exciting. We got a relay, and we already have a fuse, which is sweet because we don't have to do that. One less thing to do for us. Power and ground wire, this is gonna connect to the battery, and then we got a power and ground over here, which is gonna connect to the actual brain itself. On the left side of this box, we got a port for power and ground. Power on the bottom, ground on the top. It's actually super simple. You just unscrew it from down there. You just stick the power wire in where it needs to go, and then just tighten the screw. All right, and it just clamps down to the wire. That's so easy. Nice and tight. Now we gotta take this harness and screw it into this side of the box. Same deal that we did over here on this side. All right, so just for quick testing purposes, we hooked it up to the battery terminals. Positive over there, negative over here. We know that the power is working because this little remote is turning on. I have everything really quickly connected together. We're gonna turn it on, make sure that all the LEDs work, and if they do, then we can go ahead and install them on the car. All right, turn it on, and oh, look at that. All right, so we're getting power. All the LEDs seem to be working. I'm trying to look for like even one LED to see if like one isn't turning on, but it seems like we're in pretty good shape here. It's just bouncing between a bunch of different colors right now. We haven't connected to the app. There's actually an app for this controller that you can use to change the colors for everything and change like the design and all that good stuff. We haven't connected to the app just yet. I just wanted to make sure that everything works. Looking at it, it seems like we're in some good shape, boys. All the lights and all the LEDs seem like they're working good. That's good. All right, turn it off, disconnect it, and time to put it on the car. All right, so now that we know that everything works, it's time to wire everything into the car. Now, this is probably gonna be the biggest pain in the butt throughout the entire process. This switch has to go inside of the car, so that means we have to run it through the firewall, and the firewall on this car sucks. Realistically, getting through firewalls always sucks. Luckily, we already routed the air suspension lines through the firewall, so we know exactly where to route it from, and we can kind of just follow the air suspension lines how we had it before. Fuse, relay, and the actual brain itself can stay inside the engine bay. Just keep it away from the exhaust. And then this little button you want inside the car so you can just turn your underglow on and off. Luckily it has a little disconnect right over here so we can just feed that through the firewall.
Many minutes later.
All right, so realistically, that was the suckiest part of the process. Right there. Oh, it's really hard to see, but right there, we got the plug sticking out, baby. Pull the plug out a tiny bit more. There we go. Got the plug on the inside, got it through the firewall. It was a big pain in the butt, but we got it through. We got the suckiest part done. It's out of the way. We can forget about it. We gotta figure out our game plan. We gotta figure out exactly where we're mounting this thing. There's a bunch of different places where you can mount it, even if you have the same car. It all depends on your lip, your splitter. Because my little brother has a lip and a splitter underneath of that lip, what we're gonna have to do is mount the light to the splitter. If you didn't have a splitter, we'd probably do it to the lip or maybe even the bumper, but because he has the splitter and it has like this little piece right here, we don't wanna put it anywhere behind it because it's gonna block off the light. You don't want to block off the light, you want to see it as much as you can, so we're gonna put the LED strip like as close as we can to the back of the splitter. It's gonna be a little tricky, but we're gonna make it work. On the side, he has a side splitter, so we're gonna be mounting it onto the side splitter. Obviously, you can just mount it like right up to your pinch welds. You can do that if you wanted to, but since we have a side splitter, this is gonna be closer to the ground. I'm pretty sure you want your,
I want to show more. So
you want to show it off, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to show it off, like, you know, you put it back here, it's gonna be hidden just a little bit more. I think his recommendation was like 2 inches inwards, which just kind of works out. It's like about 1.5 inches or whatever. So we should be all right. We're gonna mount it to the side splitter. He doesn't really scrape his side splitter, so it should be all right. Same thing on this side. We're gonna put it into the inside of the side splitter as much as we can. The back is where it's gonna get a little tricky. When we measured out this rear bumper, we didn't have a diffuser on here. And now we have a diffuser. So now we have to figure out where we're gonna put the rear LED strips. I'm thinking maybe run it along the lines of like right here, but we'll figure it out when we get to it. Let's just kind of mock up the fronts and let's mock up the sides. Sound good?
I'm good.
All right. Look at that fresh silicone, dude. That is so nice. I'm excited to do this to my car. I'm sure you guys have seen this Underglow on TikTok. So the way this Underglow is a little bit different is normally Underglow would kind of just be one color all around. This kind of has like a rainbow effect. Is that what I'll put an example on the screen right now of how it goes. So in order to do that, you need to have 2 different LED strips in the front that kind of send like light out this way. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. So here is 1/2 of the front. So we put it from the middle, like you can kind of line it up. Here, bring it out here. You can kind of line it up with the emblem because emblems are usually right in the middle. Line it up halfway, and then you just run it. It's gonna be a little
I'll hold that.
All right, thank you. You just kind of run it along wherever you need it, like that. Boom, it works out. Yeah, so this is for this half of the bumper. We have another strip, which is right over here for the other half of the bumper. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. There's arrows on each one of these LED pieces, right? You guys can see right over there. There's a tiny little arrow. Since these LED strips are directional, you can see you need the arrows pointed towards the back. So we got this arrow pointed here, this arrow pointed here. All the arrows just kind of need to go to the back. It comes with 3M tape that you can just stick it to the car, but you can't just stick it to the car because look at this, that is gross. If you just throw the LED strips onto this, guaranteed it's gonna come off within the first hour of driving because that is just way too dirty. You need a nice clean surface to put the 3M tape on. So first we're gonna take some degreaser, clean up the side skirt, and then we're gonna take some alcohol, clean it up again, and then we can stick the 3M tape on here. You always gotta make sure the surface that you 3M tape is nice and clean. We gotta do it with the front splitter, the side skirts, as well as the diffuser. You gotta look at the arrows, right? So the arrow is pointing back. That's the proper way. All right, so it's the moment, bro. There's no going back after this.
Exactly.
You ready?
I'm so ready.
All right. Taking off the back of the 3M tape now. No going back now, bro. No going back. She is about to, oh. She's down. All right. stick and... All right, this turn, this like little curve is gonna be like difficult a little bit. All right, and there we go. All right, and then just kind of follow along the imaginary line that we made ourselves before. All right, there we go. First LED strip is officially laid down now, boys. Look at that. Look at that.
On to the next.
First LED strip is officially on. That was easy. Easy, right?
Easy.
Easy. Time to put on the driver's side. Same deal, find the arrows, make sure the arrows are pointing towards the back. Boom, right there.
That's solid 1 minute to install on the front.
Solid. I'm sweating, bro. That's how nervous I was. I'm sweating. All right.
On to the next.
On to the next. The front strips are officially done. They are mounted on there. We're not gonna connect the wires just yet. We'll do the wires at the end. Now it's time to move on to the side skirts and then the diffuser. Pretty easy, same thing that we did in the front, goes for the side and the back. If you're doing this on jack stands, it might be a tad bit easier. We could have done it on jack stands, but I figured on a lift, you guys will be able to see it a lot better. But because it is on a lift, we have these massive freaking beams in the way. We're gonna have to kind of go like up above the beam. And yeah, it's gonna be a little weird, but you know, we'll make do. I don't like to take off this whole red strip right away just because, like, you know, you can't really control what happens to that end of the strip right away. So I just like to take off like...
Peel it as you go.
Yeah, peel as you go. Take it off. And keep running it. Boom, like that. Look at that. Beautiful. Done, easy as that. Wasn't too difficult. Same deal on the other side. We're gonna do the same thing that we did on this side. We're gonna do on this side. All right, so we ran into a little bit of an issue. So 3M tape doesn't stick to ABS plastic. I never knew that. We just tried to attach those LED strips to the diffuser, and this diffuser is made out of ABS plastic, and it was just not having it. The solution to that is just to move the LED strips a little bit back. We're gonna start the strip from like right here, and then end it like halfway right there, basically where the badge would have been. We figured out a new way of how we're gonna mount it. We took off the heat shield for the exhaust and mounted it where the heat shield goes. There's like this little brace that's convenient enough for us. This line was like pretty much halfway of the car. We're just gonna line this up right here, like so, and then boom, look at that. Easy peasy. I mean, at least it's gonna light up the toe, man. I don't actually know how that's gonna look. That's gonna be my first time seeing it like it. Like, you know, I've never seen it light up. Hopefully the Tomei doesn't burn it. Yeah, that's definitely a concern. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
We're good?
Yeah. Now this is getting pretty exciting. So we got all of the LED strips mounted. We got the front on the splitter, we have the sides on the side splitters, and then we just mounted up the rear underglow right on this little brace. So all the underglow strips are officially on the car. Now we can start wiring everything up. We need to wire everything properly and make sure that none of these wire extensions get into anything that's moving. Just try to keep it away from any moving parts. That's basically it. So we have 4 extensions that we can play with right over here. So basically all these extensions do is it takes the power from the front LED strip. We run it along the underneath of the car, bring it to the side skirt strip. It transfers over the power to this side, and then the other strip we take from here and run it along to the back. All right, boys, so we are officially done with the full underglow install. I wired everything up. It did take a little bit longer than I expected just because we kind of had to figure out exactly how we're gonna wire everything, and I wanted to make sure I wire everything as good as I could, so that way in case we want to take off the bumper or in case we have to take off any of the LED strips, we don't have any issues, and also so we don't have any issues as we're driving. So let me show you guys how we did everything real quick. Starting with the front, we showed you guys exactly where we put the LED strips. We put it on the side splitter, or sorry, front splitter, not side splitter, front splitter. We put it further back on the splitter. So the wire came out towards the end of the bumper right over here. We zip tied it to the bumper. I ran it across to the frame of the car, ran along the body of the car, tightly zip tied everything so nothing is moving. This wire is pretty tight. It's not gonna go anywhere and it's not gonna hit anything that is moving. Wired it across the subframe and then across the underneath body panel, and then boom, connected it here to the side skirt. You guys can see right there, there's the connection, and we zip tied it so it's nice and tight. Those wires are nice and tight and they ain't going nowhere. So exactly what we did on this side, we did on this side. Ran it across the body and then attached it to the side skirt, zip tied it nice and tight so the wires don't go anywhere. And most importantly, we made sure that no wires are near any moving parts. At the end of the side skirt, we had the wire running across onto the handbrake line. So we took out the heat shield for the OEM muffler, put the LED strips under there, and then had one going this way. There is where the wires connect to, and then had one going this way, and then you guys can't really see it that well, but exactly what's on this side is on that side. So everything is wired up pretty good. Fingers crossed we don't run into any problems with the wires ripping out or anything like that. We're just gonna see over time how everything works out. And also, I want to show one last thing. So you guys can see that this front splitter has kind of like a lip to it. So what I was scared is that since my brother does ride kind of low, you guys can already see that the front splitter has been like scratched up a little bit because he scraped. Now originally this wire was going around this, and I figured, yo, if he scrapes, he's probably gonna scrape the wire and destroy the wire. So we cut out little indentations right there where the wire can kind of feed through, one on this side and then one on that side. Hopefully that protects the wire just a little bit. So that's how we ran underneath the car. Let me bring the car down and show you guys what we did in the engine bay. All right, so the engine bay, it ain't the prettiest thing in the world, but it's functional. That's all that matters for us right now. So I had the wire running up in between the bumper and the rad support. I have a zip tie underneath this plastic trim coming up to here, and then this is zip tied down as well. This ain't going nowhere. Again, this is basically the whole brains of everything. This connects to your phone. The power goes through this side. It sends out signals for different colors of the Underglow through this side, and also this Bluetoothly, is that a word, Bluetoothly?
No.
It connects to your phone through Bluetooth. There we go. We have a super long power harness, which we definitely did not need, so we just kind of just curled it up. But positive, negative, everything is connected, ready to go. Everything's pretty much out of the way. That's how we're gonna rock it, boys. It's functional. So that is pretty much the entire LOWGLOW Underglow install. I'm really excited to see how this thing is actually gonna perform outside. It's almost sundown and this thing peaks at golden hour. So I'm really excited to see this on the drive home. Me and my brother bought two separate cars. So while he's driving, I am gonna be filming. I'll get some clips of this thing rolling on the highway on the way home because this thing is gonna look so sweet. I am so excited to see how this thing is gonna look on the road. But yeah, that is pretty much the entire install. Damn, this wind is probably killing this audio.
LOWGLOW, Underglow. It's gonna take over the world. It's taking over the scene.
Oh. Yeah, you gotta... Oh, stop. Oh, I just said stop. Damn, dude. Back in the OG garage. The Evo is taking up like the whole garage. I don't know how we used to do anything in here. Like just looking at it now, I don't understand. We rebuilt the Skyline's motor. We molded the BRZ's wide body kit. And then we swapped the Civic. Bro, and we manual swapped the Civic, and then we painted the BRZ in here, right in this garage, right here on the floor. It's crazy to think that we did so much in this garage, and it's like, I don't know, there's not really that much space. I guess the shop really did spoil us, but I'm glad that we have a shop now. I'm glad that we have a lot more space for all our shenanigans, but it's really cool to see the Evo back in the garage. Huge shout out to Pat for creating such an amazing product and also having such great customer service, to be honest. Like, this product is amazing in itself, and also the fact that he's just going above and beyond to make sure that everything is absolutely perfect. I talked to a bunch of other people that got this pre-run Underglow kit, and everybody has just great things to say about him and his products. Turn this off. Look at that.
So bright.
It is bright. Keep in mind that this whole product is a pre-run. The product hasn't even been released to the public. So if you want it, you literally can't even get it yet. We are technically the test dummies. So right now he is in the process of creating an app for this thing because the app that he's using right now it's not the best. It kind of sucks. Product is amazing, but the app sucks. Because the app sucks, it kind of makes it sometimes a little hard to use the product, but he said by the time that he's gonna actually release this to the public, he's gonna get the whole app situation figured out, and he's actually creating his own app, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty sweet. The app right now, it does the job. It's not the best thing. The app has a bunch of different modes, so you can do solid colors, but why do solid colors when you have a cool as hell Underglow kit like this? You got directional colors, look at that.
200 modes, hold up.
200 modes?
200 modes.
What the hell? The directional Underglow is just such a game changer.
Also?
Dude, look at that! Oh yeah, you can change the speed on this thing. You guys can see that there's a little gap right over here, right? So we have like a 2-inch little gap between the Underglow. Basically, I kind of messed up, right? So when we were measuring it, I didn't measure it absolutely perfectly, and we left off like 1 inch or 2 inches or whatever, and that's why we have that little gap right there. Pat didn't like that, so he called me and was like, yo, I'll send you out a longer strip just so you can connect that. He wanted to make sure that this thing looks absolutely perfect, and I really, really appreciate that. It's not just some random big company that's just trying to make money on some car enthusiasts. It's an actual car enthusiast that made a product that we all needed, because Underglow's back. Underglow used to be ricey, but now it's the move, right?
Yep. Underglow needed a comeback, and this is it.
I'm telling you guys right now, this is not the last time you guys are gonna be seeing LOWGLOW, Underglow on this channel. We're definitely gonna be messing with it a little bit more, and I'm really excited for that. Final thoughts, what do you think about the Underglow?
It's my favorite mod.
It's your favorite mod so far?
Out of all my wheels.
That's a big...
All my parts.
All your parts
I like
so far?
this the most. This made me the most happy.
Yeah, I do like it a lot, dude. I like it a lot. I can't wait to get some actual good footage of this thing rolling. But until then, I hope this video kind of helped you guys out if you guys were in the market for getting your own Underglow. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.